Okay. I mean, that kind of implies it does something, doesn't it? But... oh, there we go. Stormy Blessing. Oh! So you could have got we could have got blessings while we were fighting. Okay. Well, I totally did not notice that. Okay, let's get out of here. We know where we need to go. Actually, it might be better. I mean, I would kind of like to look around. There might be some other goodies. Not to mention other directions we can go. Alright, I'm gonna put a note on the map to explore here more thoroughly, but not while all this crap is here. Okay. Get rid of King Boreas. Now, we want to return to the Elemental Forge, and it looks like probably the Hyberheim North is going to be our quickest route. Okay, over here. Stay off the lava. Alright.
I can't have used it correctly.
Okay. Do I have to equip this?
I can't have used it correctly.
Alright, let's check our journal. Source Hunter's Journey. Okay, I never read this part. The imps of Hyberheim were sacrificed to create a giant bloodstone, a crime of enormous proportions. Even more worrying is to what dark end that bloodstone will now be turned. We defeated the Mad Winter King. His hunger for power was such that he sacrificed his loyal servants to the Immaculates in return for their help with enslaving his siblings. He also acted as jailer to the White Witch. If we free the other elemental monarchs, they may help us free the witch. That's what I thought. Eternal Winter Journey. We know about an elemental forge where Boreas had imps craft weapons and other magical artifacts. He also made Jijex, the master crafter, fashion the elemental staff for him there. Okay, well... poor Jijix is back here. Way back here. We weren't able to help him.
I can't have used it correctly.
Well... So let's put it on there.
I can't have used it correctly.
No. Well... Do we... Ah! Sua, brothers, sister, we're free! And who's this? Can it be that a frail mortal human-faced and bested... Oh, can it be that a frail mortal human-faced and bested our own scheming Boreas? Ah, but this is no mortal, I see. We're not? Strange you'd take the guise of a source hunter, but I shall of course honor your chosen form. Indeed, I suppose I should have expected that one of your kind would snare our brother sooner or later. Well, there's more clues that we're... Valentine and Braveheart aren't just, quote, ordinary humans. We kind of knew that before, but we still don't have a clue as to what they are before they took human form. Like, a definitive clue. Boreas always did dance uncomfortably close to the dark arts, but I suppose the others of we elemental monarchs thought it better not to interfere in the affairs of his realm. No, like fools, we waited for his pride, his hunger for more, and ever more power, to pull us from our own seats of safety and into his sordid storm. We, and with us all the subjects of the realm of Faraday, do owe you our lives, Source Hunter. No, not if, but when we might be of assistance to you in this dimension, you must call upon me personally. Who are you? I am King Sua of the Summer Kingdom of Chaldea? Brother, alongside the other elemental monarchs, to the unfortunate and insane Boreas. In earlier days, we ruled the 4 kingdoms of Fairy in relative peace, each of us the master of our own kingdom. But something changed in Boreas. He grew darker somehow, more than was typical of his usual melancholy. We worried, yes, but we chose not to interfere. Boreas was the Lord of Hyberheim, and it was his right to rule it as he pleased. When our brother called the elemental seats to convene in Hyberheim, we were ecstatic. Boreas seemed again interested in the joint rule of Fairy, in upholding the long-established diplomacy of our lands. When we arrived, however, it was not Boreas who greeted us, but a dark figure, a woman with a stare like blackest fire. In her staff she held a demonic power the likes of which I've never felt, and as we were sucked into its depths, we thought we'd never see the light of Fairy again. You say it was a woman who trapped you. What do you know about her? I listened closely when I could to Boreas's doings. From what I could tell, it seems this woman had little contact with her deranged brother after the initial exchange of the staff. From what I could tell, the arrangement was thus. She gave him us, contained, and in return he gave her access to his great starstone and scores of imps he'd invited to Hyberheim. After that, the two parted, and I heard little more about the woman, or heard little more of the woman. In his fits of madness, Boreas would sometimes bellow abuse about the demon woman. I can only assume he meant the same who trapped us. I found the White Witch, but she's trapped in ice. Can you help me free her? Source Hunter, would be my sincerest honor. Take this rune and use it to summon me when you're near the witch once more. If she can be extracted from Boreas's ice, I'll find a way to make it so. Well, thank you. Oh, you have some things. Very nice. I'll take my leave.
Well, that's settled it. We'd best be on our way. The spring and autumn kingdoms won't rule themselves. Our paths cross soon, Source Hunter.
Cool. just kind of went away. Ah, our champion has returned. Have you yet determined how I might repay my debt? It would be an honor to assist the soul who dared to slay the King of Winter. Okay, no, you don't have anything new to tell us. Alright, that is awesome. We did that. Let's see. Find the witch. We asked Suat to help us free the witch, and he gave us a rune to summon him when we're close to her. Okay, well, I think that calls for a save, don't you? Alright. Now, where was it? Hide behind prison, that's what we want. I'm gonna make a quick visit at the end of time before we go there. I want to see... I know Braveheart leveled up. I can't remember if Valentine had already leveled up or not. Okay, so we don't have anything new here. I would like to see if we can... Is it here? To the Hall of Secrets. I want to see if we have those new... whatchamacallums? Books available to buy. Thank you. Ah, we do have. All right. Oh, you leveled up too. Oh, well, I didn't realize that. Let's go ahead and you've got Tenebrium. Already, so your base is 1. Man at Arms is the other thing I would like for her. And of course, single-handed. That's another possibility. Okay, she can't do Man at Arms. I think we're going to do single-handed then. That will give her more damage. Okay, so let's save that. Let's have her go over here and dock. Yeah, I'm the go-between. Okay, so we're going to buy this. And we're going to buy this. Now we have enough money for it, but we might as well sell off a metric ton of stuff that we don't want. Wait a minute. No, that's her clobbering time. We don't want to sell that. Just a few things to sell. Alright, so let's take some of these things back. We're 27, huh? And that's about as close as we're gonna get, I think. So let's do that. I'd like to know, is she overweight? No, she's not overweight. I'd like to know why she's still purple. Okay, so we have the Compendium of Mortal Techniques and the Ancient Tome of Body Mastery. Now, according to my notes, where's my notes? Okay, so the Mortal Techniques gives you a skill point. And Body Mastery gives you an attribute point. Okay, I think I'm going to give him that, and Valentine is going to get this. Let's just sort this. There we go. Okay, Valentine. That's not what I meant to do. Inventory, please. Go ahead and... Alright. Now, for Valentine... Perception, Dex, and Con. I think we're going to put her in Perception because that will let her get more information about enemies. So let's go ahead and put it in Perception. There we go. And you, I don't think you can... You have 1 point. You can't do anything with it at this point, so you'll just hang on to it. And... Valentine, you're going to go ahead and... There we go. Alright, we also have some repairing to do. Blacksmith. Where's her bow? There we go. Alright, now him. Actually, before we do that, make sure she's like that. Okay. Alright, that'll do. yes, that could do with some fixing up. All right. You? How's that doing? That needs a repair. Sure will. What the heck? Where'd it go? I dropped it apparently. Alright, there we go. Alright. Okay, you are fully equipped. You're fine. You're fine. And you're fine. Okay. Alright, let's get back to the prison. Where do we want to go from here? So it looks like this way. Right, we just have to not go over there.
There she is, the White Witch, a prisoner in ice.
I wonder what sorcery, or worse, sorcery, we'll have to use to get her out.
Well, we do know we were supposed to get... Now, he was the one talking... There we are, the fire rune. Use it in the right place to summon him. Let's give that to Valentine. Let her have the honors. I thought you... used that. Oh! Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Well... I thought he just had... Okay, I forgot to use it, apparently, is what happened. You know what? Let's do that. Alright. Valentine, you have the honors. Too high. This is your White Witch, then? And you're sure you want to free her, are you? Even our mad Boreas wouldn't have wasted such precious ice on a petty criminal. Whatever she did to find herself here must have been rather severe indeed. But I'm in your debt, and I would be remiss not to honor your request. Shield your eyes, Source Hunter. To melt ice of this refinement, I'll need to summon an equally frail flame.
Well, hello there.
Iara is her name. Gods, it's colder than a witch's teat. How very callous of Leandra to inter her only sister in a barren tundra for eternity. I think we know who the conduit is. Leandra. Her sister. Come now, Source Hunter. Is that the masquerade? Well, what a motley crew we are. Isn't there somewhere a bit warmer we might discuss matters? Ah, so she thinks we're not Source Hunters either. What have you got? Is there anything you want a tornado scroll? Ah, I would like to buy that. If it's all the same to you. What have you got? A blank skill book, water. Yeah, please? Can we buy this? Create a smoke screen. Okay, what? Pyrokinetic. That would be a nice one to have too. What is this? Oh, that's expensive. Intelligence +1, willpower +1. Very nice, but we can't afford it. I will buy the Earth Essence if that's okay, and the Whisper Wood, because we don't see those too often. Thank you! Oh, and by the way, can I just... Actually, maybe we can afford it. I forgot you could double click. Actually, single click. Cool. It's now ours. And we have more money. Alright, back to what we were talking about. What do you mean by masquerade? We're members of the Order of Source Hunters. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Do pardon me. I didn't mean to imply you were very clearly eternal beings in the guise of minor mortals. Not at all. Please, do let's carry on. Eternal beings. Interesting. Are you the White Witch? Oh, yes, yes, I suppose I am. But I do prefer my given name, Iara, that is. Charmed. How did you become imprisoned here? First things first, Source Hunter. For my freedom I owe you every imaginable thanks. My soul had withered in this barren prison, and I might not have survived much longer without your help. I must say, though, that a Source Hunter was the last hero I expected to find before me at the moment of my liberation. But what were you asking again? Oh, yes, this horrid winter affair. The corrupted king. Boreas, of all the ghastly brutes to face. I'll tell you now, when I realized exactly where and to whom my sister was consigning me, I was certain I'd never enjoy the sun's warmth again. But neither she nor I anticipated the Source Hunter. That was her mistake, and my blessing. Well, I hope I haven't disappointed my own hero. Am I just as white and witchy as you'd hoped? Tell me more about your sister. My own little sister, if you can imagine it after all she's done. She was always the more ambitious, the more exacting of us, and she had no fear of the darkness that so often accompanies Source. Her collusion with King Boreas in confining me here confirms my worst fears. She has become involved in affairs beyond her usual manipulations. she's planning something far greater than I could have anticipated. Until now, I considered my own supervision sufficient to curb the worst of her, but I fear her reach is extended beyond my own. For this reason, and with a heavy heart, I ask you, Source Hunter, to find out how far exactly Leandra has become entwined in the dark arts. Well, we will do that, but in the meantime, you stand accused of murdering the Sicilian High Counselor, Jake. Oh yes, a terrible business, that. I'm afraid we quite ruined that poor innkeeper's room, didn't we? When all this hullabaloo's been settled, I'll have to provide him with proper recompense for all the fire and brimstone he brought into his establishment. But forgive me, back to the point. Yes, I suppose it was my hand that killed the counselor, but murder happens to be an awfully grievous word for what happened. I'm more than happy to relay the whole affair, if you're interested. Yes, we are. What happened the night of Jake's murder? It's a sordid story, to be perfectly frank. 2 sisters, a philanderous, treacherous, wizarding fool, death and mayhem. Are you sure you're interested in such things? The sparkle in your eye belies your better nature, Source Hunter. Now I know that it's your duty to get to the heart of this, and in truth the events of that night were but one part of a larger and much darker matter, a matter in which I'll dare to beg your assistance before we're through with one another. Now, that dreadful night. It starts with 2 sisters, as I said, myself and my Leandra. We share a certain bond, you see, a bond of no small import. Our very souls are forged together so that neither of us will survive the other's death. This particular bond also gives us certain occasional windows into the other's doings, feelings, and senses. One night as I dreamt, I had a sudden revelation, clear as day. No dream, but a vision. Leandra, my own sister, was engaged in a carnal embrace with my own paramour, that treacherous, wizarding fool I mentioned. Uh-oh. My heart broke only after I was already halfway to the Sicilian inn where I'd find them. I was determined to catch them in the act. But when I arrived at the King Crab, everything was wrong. Leandra had already fled, and Counselor Jake stood over the wizard, a knife in both hands, preparing to plunge a dagger into the heart of he who'd broken mine. I couldn't stop him in time. He drove the knife downward with all his strength, and the wizard's blood spilled forth. I had no choice. I couldn't watch him die, and so I used the power I've long forsworn, Source, and sacrificed the counselor to save him. His life spared the one he intended to take. I woke the wizard and we fled before we were seen. I don't suppose it's a feline wizard you're talking about there. If you were any other source hunter, I suppose you'd strike me down where I stand after that terrible admission. Fortunately for us both, you are no other source hunter. Okay. So you used source. And by your own admission you used source. But you were the one imprisoned, and your sister is the one that's been causing all the ass hattery, so on the balance of things, I think you're probably not someone I want to, execute or anything at this point in time. So, we're probably going to need your help. I'll take my leave. I hate to extend my own invitation, Source Hunter, but I believe I ought to accompany you to Zixax's hideout. Oh, do forgive me for presuming, but I'd recognize the imp's essence just about anywhere. Both he and you must learn more about the darkness that has extended itself into our dearest Rivalon, and I believe I know where we must begin. I'm starting to think you aren't an ordinary human either. The fact she knew all about us kind of indicates she's not. In fact, she knows more than we do. But unless that's a bear flailing through the threads of time, I do believe Master Zixax is on his way. Make way, Source Hunter, landing in 3, 2...
Until we meet again.
Me, oh my, it's you!
Hunters, you've done it! Ikara is free! Ah, what good it does my impish heart to see her safe and bright as ever. We have much to discuss. Come one and all to the end of time. A spot of something warm in the soft glow of the tapestry ought to do us all a bit of good, Yeah, I think that's where we need to go.
There you are, darling Ikara. You gave us quite the scare indeed. Now, if we're done playing hide and seek, let's not waste a jot more time. Oh, I just can't wait to pick your every synapse.
After you, Master Zigzags.
Kaploof. Alright. Braveheart. We've solved the murder and caught the culprit, yet this case feels anything but closed. There's more to this crime than a simple fact. Killing a killer is hardly the same as killing an innocent, after all. Of course, that's assuming she's telling the truth, of course. We'll have to learn more before we can assess Ikara's true guilt in this matter. Fortunately, she seems quite eager to tell us more about this entire dark affair. They both got romantic +1. And not with each other. No, just in general. Alright, let's go. I don't think there's... Let's just take a quick look around. Make sure there's no other thingies. Oh, there's a fire rune. Let's go get the fire rune back. Who knows? We might need it again. I'm not... I was thinking that maybe we might see a chest or two. I can't turn it. I'm not really seeing anything in the ice here. Okay, I think we're done. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to leave the well, this is going to be it for today. I'm going to well, we still have a few things to clean up here, and we will do that. And we will go to the end of time. In fact, yeah, I'm not going to take them just there, actually. I was going to, but then no, let's not do that. Because if we take them to the end of time and it starts a scene, well, I'm already over time. So, let's save this. This is day 34. End of day. And maybe, just maybe, we can find out something more about who we really are. Valentine and Braveheart. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Despite the slow start of puzzling over puzzles, I think we made significant progress. Awesome.